Have you ever suspected that someone had deep feelings for you, but never found the courage to say it? Have you ever wondered if love can hide in small details, in stolen glances, in the most discreet gestures? Love, when it is true, does not always need words. Sometimes it manifests itself in silence, in actions that seem casual, but that actually contain a world of emotions. Carl Jung, one of the greatest thinkers of our time, taught that authentic love is an invisible connection that goes far beyond explicit declarations and dramatic gestures. Today, we will discover together the most obvious signs that reveal if someone loves you in secret. Maybe they have never said it openly. Maybe he or she is not even fully aware of what he or she feels. But love always leaves traces. Learn to recognize them, and you may realize that there is someone who loves you more than you imagine. Before we begin, be sure to subscribe to the Mental Dose channel and the Telegram channel so you don't miss the next videos on personal and spiritual growth. And now, let's begin. 1. They copy you without realizing it. When someone feels a strong emotional connection with you, they tend to unconsciously imitate some of your behaviors. You may notice that they start using expressions you often say, adopt the way you move, or even change their tastes and preferences, becoming closer to what you like. This phenomenon, known as mirroring, is an instinctive sign of affinity and attraction. Imitation is a form of unconscious connection. The human brain tends to replicate the body language and behaviors of people with whom it feels a strong emotional connection. If you notice that someone begins to behave in ways similar to you, it's not a coincidence. They are absorbing your presence more than they realize. 2. They pull away at the wrong times. It may seem paradoxical, but often those who secretly love you act detached precisely at the moments when they should be getting closer. Maybe they avoid you when you are in company, change the subject when it comes to feelings, or act strangely when someone else pays attention to you. This happens because their affection is so strong that it generates insecurity or fear of being discovered. Intense emotions can be scary, especially if the person in question does not feel ready to declare their feelings. Their pulling away is a form of self-defense. They fear losing control, being too transparent, or not being reciprocated. But the more they try to deny what they feel, the more contradictory and revealing their behavior becomes. 3. They play little pranks or unusual jokes. Repressed love sometimes manifests itself in unexpected ways, such as provocative jokes, little pranks, or games that seem random. If a person often finds a way to tease or provoke you in a playful way, it may not just be a question of character. In reality, they may be trying to establish constant contact with you, without exposing themselves too much. This attitude is typical of those who feel an attraction that they cannot express directly. The desire to interact with you is so strong that it finds an outlet in these small, almost childish gestures, which serve to keep the connection alive without making emotional involvement obvious. 4. They remember moments you yourself have forgotten. A very strong sign of hidden love is the ability to remember seemingly insignificant details of conversations or shared moments. Maybe you mentioned in passing a book you like, a song that struck you, or an experience you had, and he or she brings it to mind a long time later. This attention to detail shows that everything you say has a special value to this person. It is not just a good memory, but a deep interest that drives him or her to retain every piece of information about you, as if every word had a precious meaning. 5. They notice you when no one is looking. One of the most powerful signs of secret love is the look, not the direct and conscious look, but the furtive one, the one that comes at moments when you think you are not being observed. If a person looks at you attentively while you are distracted, while you are talking to someone else, or while you are lost in your thoughts, it means that he is trying to capture every aspect of you without you realizing it. Hidden love often manifests itself through the desire to observe. It is not a casual observation, but a look full of emotion, almost hypnotic. Those who love you in secret do not need to speak. Their eyes tell everything that the voice does not dare to say. 6. They listen to you more carefully than necessary. Listening is an art, and those who secretly love you are masters at it. While many people listen only to respond, those who feel deep affection pay special attention. They not only listen to you, but they understand every nuance of your tone of voice. Pick up on what is left unsaid. Remember details that even you have forgotten you shared. They are the person who can recognize when you are smiling only to hide a sad thought, who senses when something is troubling you even if you don't talk about it, who intuits what to say to reassure you without needing explanations. A secret love also manifests itself in the ability to be present in your stories, to anticipate your needs, to perceive what you feel even without you saying it openly. It is a listening that is never superficial, because every word has a special weight for him or her. If you're enjoying this video right now, don't forget to share it with anyone you think might benefit from it. Also, if you want to support our channel and our work, you can leave a donation with your super thanks below the video. We will be infinitely grateful. And now, let's continue. 7. They behave differently with you than with others. A change in behavior is one of the most obvious signs of a hidden feeling. If a person is usually sociable and easygoing, but becomes more serious and reserved with you, or on the contrary is more open and cheerful with you than usual, it is likely that they feel something strong. Maybe they are spontaneous and easygoing with everyone else, but with you they choose their words carefully, as if they wanted to avoid saying something wrong, or they seek your gaze in a crowd. But when they meet it, they suddenly become distracted, almost as if they wanted to hide that emotion. This change can manifest itself in various ways. They might become more nervous in your presence, more attentive, or do everything to be close to you without making it seem too obvious. It is as if their subconscious is pushing them to interact with you differently because the bond they feel is unique and special. 8. They care about your well-being in subtle ways. True love doesn't require grand declarations, but shows itself in the smallest details. Those who love you in secret often care for you in subtle ways. They ask if you've eaten. They notice if you're tired before you even say so. They help you spontaneously, even if you haven't asked for anything. These often overlooked gestures are actually one of the most authentic forms of love. They don't try to impress you with grand displays, but quietly make sure you're okay. Because when someone truly loves you, your well-being becomes their priority, even if they don't say it openly. Love, when it is true, does not always need to be declared loudly. Sometimes it hides in the details, in everyday gestures, in fleeting glances that say more than 1,000 words. We have seen 8 unexpected signs that reveal a deep affection, often hidden out of fear, insecurity, or simple discretion. If you have recognized someone who behaves like this with you, you may have a person next to you who loves you in silence, who takes care of you without being noticed, who feels authentic feelings without daring to confess them. And what about you? Have you ever suspected that someone had more feelings for you, but didn't have the courage to say it? Have you ever noticed signs that at first seemed random, but that over time made you think? Share your experience with us in the comments, and remember that love manifests itself in 1,000 ways, and sometimes you just have to open your eyes to realize that someone loves you more than you imagine. See you in the next video.